In this tutorial, we're going to go over LeetCode 908, smallest range 1. Now this question is asking you are given an integer array nums and integer k. In one operation, you can choose any index I where 0 is less than or equal to I and less than nums.length, and change nums I to nums I plus x, where x is an integer from the range negative k and k. You can apply this operation at most once for each index I. The score of nums is the difference between the maximum and minimum elements in nums. That's going to be our big hint here. Now, let's go to our examples because it is a little confusing and it's really short. So we can see this first example really doesn't help us much. It's passing through nums1 and k equals 0. So in this case, the min and the max are both going to be 1. So if we take the max nums minus min nums, it's going to be 1 minus 1 equals 0. This case, however, gives us a little bit more clarity. Here we have 0 and 10, and k equals 2. Our output's 6. Now how do we get that? We have to change nums to be 2 and 8. The score max nums minus min nums, or 10 minus 2, 8, and then 0 plus 2, minus 2, would equal 6. Now I'll put the math on screen here for this question. Hopefully that'll bring a little bit more clarity, and that'll also be the formula that we're going to use. Now you may notice that we have a little bit of algebraic manipulation we can use here, and that'll make our function just a little bit easier to write later on. Now I'll show that algebra on screen here now, and we're going to use that exact equation to solve this question. Now all we're going to have to do in the coding section is just exactly what that function said. So here we're just going to do return max, and we're going to pass through 0 as the number can't be 0. Again, we're going to pass through the max function, then nums minus min nums. From here, we're going to have to do that minus 2 times k, which was at the end of our algebraic manipulation. And from here, we can just run and test that. You can see the answer was accepted. And it worked for all three cases, including this one. Now, this one is a little bit more complex, but using the same logic we had from the original question, it's still pretty simple. Now I'll put some extra work on screen to help you guys out a little bit more, and from there we'll submit and test. Now the answer isn't great in terms of runtime and memory, but at the end it still gives you what you want and returns the solution. Now that's how you can do LeetCode 908, smallest range 1. Feel free to leave any questions or comments down below. That'll be all, and I hope that helps.